Start spinning fast, I pause and take my stand. Coffee in hand, I lace up truth with heaven's battle plan. No fear, no doubt, I suit up strong as armor fits just right. I'm walking tall, I'm prayed up now, I'm ready for the fight. Wrapping in truth, no lies allowed, I'll walk this road with my head unbowed. No fake disguise, no twisted words, just gospel truth, pure and undisturbed. Honor God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, it is armor, I firmly stand. Truth on my ways, peace on my feet, victory is mine, I won't retreat. Guard my heart, Lord, keep it clean, your righteousness my daily sheen. No shame, no guilt, no hidden stain, I wear your grace like a holy chain. Honor God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, it is armor, I firmly stand. Truth on the ways, peace on my feet, victory is mine, I won't retreat. Blue slates hot with peace I bring, good news echoes when I sing. I step with calm through storm and flame, each stride I take I lift your name. Honor God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, it is armor, I firmly stand. Truth on my ways, peace on my feet, victory is mine, I won't retreat. Mind renewed, no fear inside, salvation's found my holy God. Thoughts aligned with heaven's view, I see the world through what is true. Honor God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, it is armor, I firmly stand. Truth on my ways, peace on my feet, victory is mine, I won't retreat. Word in hand, I speak with fire, sharper than steel, it lifts me high. No weapon formed can take me down. I fight with faith, I wear the crown. Honor God, my morning song, it is mine, I move along. Shield of faith and sword in hand, it is armor, I firmly stand. Truth on my ways, peace on my feet, victory is mine, I won't retreat. So here I stand, the day begun, armored up till setting sun. With every breath I walk His way, in truth and love I face the day.
Alrighty, good morning everybody that's here watching already. Just going to go through a few of the little items first before we get started. Let a few people get a chance to join. Doesn't matter what platform you're watching on, if it's YouTube, BitChute, or Rumble. Please give me a big old thumbs up. Share if you feel so inclined. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm trying to build up all these channels. All these channels are for the most part pretty new. I'm just trying to get them built up. And hopefully with things that I've been working on, we're moving forward on being able to do some things to make some of the production stuff better. So hopefully the information that I'm putting out there, it's falling in your laps and you're getting it. I hope so. Down below in the description on all the platforms are all my links for sponsors, and I do have my PayPal link down there too, and I also have a QR code right over here. I don't like how right up there. If you feel so inclined to drop something in there for me, that would be most appreciated. I'm doing all this on basically 40% disabled, military disabled salary, if you will. So that's what I'm doing it and how I'm doing it so far. I might have some new, well, I will have some new stuff coming soon. And I'm actually going to do some shows on it, and it's going to be prominently displayed on all of my streams because it's something that I think is very important, and it will benefit anybody who's watching or anybody that you want to forward it on to. It's pretty groundbreaking stuff. But anyway, just looking here to see what we got. I know a lot of people weren't expecting excuse me, weren't expecting a Thursday morning stream, but Wednesdays and Fridays are my normally scheduled streaming days for Morning Coffee with Mr. E. But I had to go out of town yesterday, and then again Friday I have to go out of town. So I will try to catch up. If there's any major stuff worth talking about, I'll catch that up on the Supernatural Crossfire Saturday morning. So otherwise, I think we'll get into it. I have a few things that I wanted to cover that I think are important. I don't know what I'll share yet, but so all right, we are right now 2 days past the anniversary of January 6th, and most of you have seen the Democrats and the media are out there doing these vigils and singing patriotic songs and everything, like, yeah, we're the good party. But most of us, or most of you that watch me, know that the Democrat Party 100%, except for maybe one person, is pure evil. The one person that I will give a shout out to is John Fetterman. He's actually got some sense, and he speaks logically. He doesn't speak from a TDS point of view. And I could say the same for Scott Jennings on CNN. He's the only mainstream media, minus a couple that are on Fox, but on notables on CNN, that's actually a logical person. But anyway, so I'm going to read off a few things to you guys here, and then we'll talk about it. And I might hop around a few things because I saved some bookmarks, and it's kind of difficult because I on X I turned off my what do they call it? My verified status. They were charging me $8 a month, plus tax, and I wasn't getting anything extra except the ability to write longer messages. I can still get on lists of people and get followers, but I would like to just grow my followers more naturally, because it seems like a lot of the lists that are coming out there on X are they don't filter them very well. They have a lot of people that I don't want as followers. Yeah, I won't get into it, but anyway, so my X, I'm not subscribed, and I'm not like the verified blue check mark anymore, because I don't like throwing money away for not seeing any any worth to it. So I'm just going back to my regular old way of doing it, at least for now. The interesting thing is I did get a little message from X saying that, hey, if I sign back up and get verified again, it's only $3 a month. So, or $3.99, I think maybe it was. But even still, I'm not going to throw money away for the same, that I get the same thing when I'm not the verified blue check mark. The people out there that know me, they know me. If I don't have a blue check mark, then, and they don't want to add me, that's on them. I don't really care. So, we're going to talk a little bit now about the stuff with January 6th. So within the last 24 hours, January 6th, Democrats and the media have been spending all day, pretty much all day yesterday, and a little bit late in the day before, spouting out if Ashley Babbitt didn't put herself in the position to be shot, she'd be alive. Now I'm going to show you that the real MAGA patriots, the doors were opened for them. I'm going to show you that in a little bit, but the doors were open for them, and they were allowed to walk right in. The riffraff, all the paid and the Antifa folks that were dressed up as MAGA, that they let in afterwards, that started trashing the place and breaking stuff, and those are the ones that they all got let go. It was the innocent people that were there that were flagged by the, what was it now? We're like almost 475 to 500 undercover FBI agents and other law enforcement that were undercover there. So, but they're saying that if she didn't put herself in the position to be shot, she'd be alive. But now yesterday, we all know about the shooting in Minneapolis. They're not even mentioning, because it all falls under the same thing, that this woman in Minneapolis that blocked off the cops and kept them from being able to do their jobs, who was going to be arrested, because ICE isn't playing games anymore. They're going to arrest people that are getting in the way of them being able to do their legal job. So she ends up almost running over another ICE agent who gives her another blowhole. And I'm not going to mince my words here. I mean, these people, they always want to FO, but on the, or they want to FA, but when it comes to the FO time, they're expecting to maybe get thrown around a little bit. And in this case here, excuse me, the woman that was in the vehicle, her wife was outside the vehicle following the ICE agents and filming them. So they were there trying to spark something to get the ICE agents to like drag her out of the vehicle and manhandle her, throw her in cuffs, and throw her like she was being treated poorly. But what happened, they're not playing around anymore, people. She backed up, and then she slams the vehicle in drive. And remember the road conditions. There's ice and snow there. She steps on the gas and starts going forward, almost runs over the ICE agent that was standing in front of her vehicle, which the screen captures that you're being shown by all these lefty frickin' Lucy's out there. They're showing you the photo where this other ICE officer is blocked because of the other ICE officer that's by the driver's door. But if you watch the actual video, you'll see that he's right there. He actually did get hit by the vehicle. He shoots once through the front window and then 3 more times through the side window. Her vehicle rolls forward and crashes into another white sedan and comes to a stop. And then the wife that was out filming the ICE agents runs over and it's weird. Maybe she was in shock. She didn't think what was going to happen was going to happen. I don't know. But either way, the woman died for being stupid. Okay? So let's see here. I'm going to go until I find, I think I got to, am I in, no, I'm not in my bookmarks. I'm just outside of my bookmarks. So, okay, we talked about Ashley Babbitt. I'm going to come back to this, but I'm going to actually bring this up on the screenshot here. This is kind of a blurry video of one side so that you can see, but let me share this with you. It'll play on loop. So there he gets hit and he puts one shot through the windshield, but because of the angle of the camera, they didn't show him the other 3 shots that went inside the side window. But right here, he actually gets hit. Okay. So we can leave it on loop or whatever. But the interesting part is that there are, I don't know if some of these other influencers out there are trying to play naive or trying to play devil's advocate on this, but those that are don't understand and don't know the laws. Okay, just having a 2,000-pound vehicle and you drive it at somebody, that's considered a deadly weapon, and automatically that law enforcement officer is entitled to use deadly force or any force necessary to stop the situation. Now, remember I mentioned about the road conditions, ice and snow, slippery, and she's taken off like a bat out of hell. Well, the officer had mere milliseconds to respond. Okay? And thank God he had already had his weapon drawn as a show of force. And now the left are saying, oh, she was scared, she freaked out, that's why she took off. She should have never had herself in that situation in the first place. Okay? There is nobody to blame for her death except for that woman that was in that vehicle behind the wheel, putting it in drive and almost running over an ice agent. Okay? And that ICE agent was 100% in the right. The left is going to throw it out there and make it look like this woman was totally innocent. And there's some other things that I don't remember if I bookmarked them or not, but we're gonna start seeing the left start really play this stuff. Okay, I think they're gonna try to turn it into another George Floyd incident in Minneapolis. But truth be known, the federal law enforcement officers are not going to play around anymore. They're there to do a job. They're going to do the job, and if you get in your way, they were warned, okay? A lot of these people were warned. When federal agents come in and they're doing their job, and this also includes it when the military comes in, because I guarantee you the military is going to be in Minneapolis in a fairly short amount of time. Okay, I'm apologizing for my stream right now. I don't know. It might be my weather. We got pretty crappy weather going on right now. Very heavily overcast, multiple layers of clouds, and it could rain. I'm like into the red now. Give me a second and let it like refresh itself. Yeah, it's starting to move back up. So things are going to start happening in Minneapolis, okay? And I'm gonna actually call it and say that we are going to see military in Minneapolis in short order. And I also believe that we're at the point right now. Maduro's been in federal custody now for long enough that they're going to send some people over to extract Tina Peters from jail in Colorado. Okay, and it would behoove the jailers and any city cops that want to go over there and try to FO or FA with these federal officers. It's going to be bad. Okay, so, and here's the reason that I'm saying that things are going to get bad in Minnesota. Not only do we have Tim Walz spouting off, warning about ICE coming in and disrupting and causing chaos in Minneapolis and in Minnesota. Well, not in so many words, but he's putting it out there. He said that basically talking about people are going to get hurt. But then the mayor goes one step further and he says the same thing. He's dropping the F-bomb, and he's basically telling ICE that if they do what they're doing, they keep doing what they're doing, they're going to get shot. I mean, we already saw a civilian breaking the law and almost running over an ICE agent legally get deleted from existence on the face of the earth. All right. Let's see. All right, I'm going to show you another little loop here of another angle, and then of that same shooting in Minneapolis. It's going to be a little loop. So where they're saying C is wearing the flannel shirt, that's the wife of the lady that was driving the SUV. She's outside the vehicle filming. Let me see if I can bring it back to the beginning, because it might be well, it's going to refresh here in just a second. All right, so if you look, the lady with the white hat, that's the wife chasing the ICE officers. This is the vehicle that got pulled in front. They're spotlighting the wife right now and basically to show that they were there to purposely disrupt the cops. And this is after the driver of the vehicle was already shot. Okay, so they're just using that as proof. All right, now let's come back here. It seems like all of a sudden when I'm showing stuff on X is when my stream starts to take a schmack-a-dooley. I know there was another video up here, I thought there was anyway, that I had that showed the whole thing, but maybe not. So yeah, and I'm just going to go back over this again. They're saying a lot of people are showing you a picture that makes the officer to the left of the vehicle without showing the officer in front of the vehicle and implying that he was the officer that shot, and he's not. It was the officer that was in front of the vehicle is the one that shoots. After she hit him, his legs got hit by the bumper, almost kicked his feet out from underneath him. You guys saw that on the blurry video. All right, so now we also have a lot of angry protesters because of the shooting, protesting and this is where it was at. Initially, there were, from my understanding, there were 30 to 40 people at that location. But now, but then shortly after, then they said it was up to like 300. But now this is where we are now. They have hundreds of people there now, and they're actually, some of them are trying to go hands-on with the federal officers. Okay, this is at 8 o'clock in the morning. So let's take a look at what the Post is saying. This is from Eric Doherty. It says, leftists are getting violent in Minneapolis with federal agents. They are now actively confronting agents in the name of terrorism. They closed the schools because of this crap, and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So things are definitely heating up in Minneapolis. I think that we are going to have another George Floyd event that goes on there, but this time there aren't going to be any games played, and I think that we're going to hit a certain point, and then President Trump is going to send in the military. We're not even going to call the National Guard, because Tim Walz is saying that they've already got the National Guard. They got trainees from the National Guard already deployed. So, whatever that means. Man, my stream is just going nuts today. I don't know why. So I think I'm done sharing. I'm gonna just close out a couple of other windows here and see if that helps, because it's still trying to pull stuff through. So the things though they're upsetting me. They're upsetting a lot of people that are actually trying to get the truth out. And what we need to do, we gotta try to take a deep breath. Understand what they're doing. Yeah, what they're saying is making us angry. But what's making me angry is that people are actually believing what they're saying. They're falling for it. Because a lot of people are still too lazy to go out and open up a social media and go look, like say for X, for example. You can do a quick search on Minneapolis and you can find all the breaking stuff from yesterday right there and watch the full videos. Okay, there was another video that's out there. We saw the whole video, and I didn't bookmark it. I thought I did, but I'll explain it. There was what appeared to be a Somali in Minnesota confronting an ICE agent that was holding, it was we'll say it's a weapon, but I can tell you that it is a canister, like a canister gun that shoots CS, like pepper spray pellets. So that's what this gun shoots. But this Somali got right up in the ICE agent's face and grabbed the strap and then tried to grab the pepper ball gun. The ICE agent was able to get the gun back, and then he pointed it right at the guy, basically telling him, you try that again, you're going to get the full barrel close range. I don't think he actually said that, but I think he warned the guy he better step back. So the guy actually grabbed for a weapon, got a warning. He didn't even get arrested yet. But the photograph that's going around on X is showing this guy back, like all afraid, because the barrel of the it's like a big barrel. It's pretty big for shooting these big CS pellets, and it's like right up in his face. And they're saying, peaceful protester gets a gun put in his face. This is what they're putting out there. But they take it out of context. They don't see the whole video. So what I would say to people out there that are trying to get the truth out, if you're going to post a photograph of something, post the whole video too. Now, the people on the left are just going to throw a photograph out there. But if you take that same photograph, post it up and say, look, here's the whole video, then you'll be able to see that this photograph was taken out of context. And that's the same thing that they did with the shooting of the lady in Minneapolis as well. The left is trying to take everything out of context, and they're trying to make ICE look like they're a bunch of Nazis out there causing chaos and disruption, and they're actually trying to do their jobs. Let's go back. Let's talk a little bit more about the military and what we can probably expect. So, if we look back to George Floyd, we had this whole incident with George Floyd. The cop gets arrested. He's in jail for a long time, goes to court. All this time is going by. They idolized George Floyd, who didn't die because he couldn't breathe. He's supposedly yelling out, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe." And for those of you that are smart enough to realize and aren't on the Darwin Awards list, names of possible recipients, that if you're talking, that means you're breathing. Okay? If you've ever choked on something, you might be able to croak some stuff out, but you're not going to be able to say, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe." Because you are breathing, you have an airway. All right? So quit being stupid and quit falling for the left BS. But what's going to happen? They're going to idolize this woman. They're going to put altars with flowers and all kinds of stuff about how much of a wonderful woman she was, that she had 3 kids at home. She was a good mom. Well, people, think about this. If she was a good mom, why wasn't she with her kids? Why was she out there putting herself in danger? Okay? Think about that. So, we already know, based off of the press conference that Walz and the mayor had, that the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department aren't going to do anything. And we also know, based off of reports from Nick Sorter and a few other citizen journalists out there that called in, they were getting death threats, they were being threatened and chased around. The cops, the 911 dispatcher basically said, "You're on your own." Okay? Cops are not going to be getting dispatched to help these people out. Okay? So, I can tell you that the Minneapolis Police Department and the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department are not going to do anything to help anybody. If anything, they will arrest any MAGA protesters or journalists that are actually getting the truth. Okay? Unfortunately, I have to say that there are going to be a lot more people that are going to be erased from existence off this planet. I don't think it's going to be any of the smart people that know the law and know not to interfere. But I do think it's going to be the box of rocks Karens that think that they're untouchable. Okay? I don't know how many that this will happen to before they realize, like, yeah, it's not worth my life to go out there and protest. Okay? I'm not going to go out and protest for a bunch of brown criminals that actually should be deported from this country because they've been stealing billions from taxpayer money. And Minneapolis is just the tip of the iceberg. Trump has already said that California is way, way worse. There's other states that are also involved in the same thing. And it's not just the Somalis. I guess there's some Haitians out there that are doing the same thing. So we're about to see the Insurrection Act go into play, and that there would be giving Trump all ability to send the military wherever he so chooses, wherever he deems it's necessary. And I believe that Minneapolis is going to be one of the first places, and then I think that we're going to see some spark ups again in Chicago, in the Chicago area. And then I believe we're going to start seeing some spark ups going again in Los Angeles. We might see some smaller groups in other places, but Los Angeles, and New York. We're already seeing it with larger groups of people in New York, but so far I haven't seen anything severely bad happening in New York yet. But only time will tell. So, military's going to go in, and people are going to be warned. They're here doing their job. Let them do their job. Don't get in the way. Good morning, Lady Molly. And things aren't too awfully bad in Houston yet, I'll say that. But from what I've seen, it probably won't take long. Anyway, let's see. I believe that once the Insurrection Act is gone into play, we're going to see three main players in Minneapolis that are going to get arrested right away. We're going to see Tim Walz, the governor. We're going to see his lieutenant governor. And we're going to see the mayor. They're all going to be removed, and they are probably going to be replaced with an interim. And I'm thinking each of these spots will probably be a military person or somebody from the federal government that will go in there to actually be a placeholder and take care of things until things wind down. But yeah, I believe it is coming soon, very soon. We are going, when the military goes in, we are going to see, we're probably going to see National Guard from other states in, because we're not, I'm thinking right now we're not sure how trustworthy the Minnesota National Guard will be. I know that the Minnesota National Guard themselves probably won't be bad, but the people that are giving them orders are the ones that we have to be wary of. So rather than put them in a position where they have to go against the citizens from their own state, we'll bring National Guard in from adjoining states, maybe Wisconsin, maybe Missouri, maybe Texas. But I don't know about Texas because they're going to have their own stuff kicking off here pretty soon. But those will be the uniformed military. And then we are also going to have plainclothes, civilian intel, and some special operators, also plainclothes, that we're going to see. They'll be out gathering intel. They will be integrating in with the protesters to gather that information. So we're probably going to start seeing a lot more information coming out pretty soon. But we know that they are posting on their left-wing social media and on TikTok and stuff like that about these protests. They're actually putting banners out telling people where to go to get their protest equipment. So it won't be hard to find out who the people are that are pushing these, and I'm sure they're going to get a visit from military type people or possibly government agents that are going to probably pull them in and get as much information as they can. We're going to find out who is actually supporting these people. Good morning, Esad. Good to see you, brother. So I think just the way things are going right now and what happened in Minneapolis, and where I see the crowds that are growing, where it went from initially like 25 to 30 people, where now it's in the hundreds that are there, and that one area is not the only place. There are a few different places in the Minneapolis area where these things are sparking up. And as I said, Los Angeles and Chicago are going to spark back up. But in my opinion, a lot of the real bad actors in Chicago, I believe, have already been picked up during nighttime operations and have been forcefully escorted out of the state. And they're probably in some kind of a federal holding facility. It could be Gitmo. It could be any one of those other places that they're being held at. Because if they're cartels and they're involved in the whole drug thing, and now they're also being fingered with terrorism on your U.S. soil, things aren't looking good for them right now. I have a feeling that these people might get the D penalty. You don't want the D penalty. I'm trying to think here. I don't know that I have a whole lot more that I want to or can talk about right now. Like I said, I was on the road all day yesterday. I'm going to be gone all day again tomorrow. Unfortunately, it's not out getting newsworthy stuff. It's out taking care of other personal things that have to get done. But I'll be back on Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning. If you haven't already subscribed to my new channel, just do a search for Supernatural Crossfire on YouTube, and you'll see my. Actually, I think I might even be able to bring it up here so you guys can see what the YouTube channel looks like. Let me go back to it quickly. I might have to go over and log in there first. Give me just a second. I have a couple of different YouTube channels, so I'm just going to switch to that account so you guys can see what the page looks like. Not a whole lot up there yet, but there will be. All right, let's see. Share. Bonk. Let me go here. All right, so this is what it looks like. That YouTube channel. I don't know why it's cut off at the. Oh, that's why. It's not really actually cut off. It's just the way the banner is made. So that's it. That's how you can search for it. Please go over there and subscribe. I got a couple of vids up there, mainly informational. I think the What a Week one has a little bit of information there, but it's very short. I haven't put any long ones up. There is one. See the one that's 826. That was a quick part 2, explaining some stuff that I forgot in the first one, which was a little over an hour long. So, all right, cool. So I appreciate everybody that is helping out by subscribing. Also, if you will, give me thumbs up. And the other thing that I'm finding out that helps with building the channels is when people leave comments in the comment section, not just in the chat. So on Rumble, I just found this out. I didn't know this. Rumble, after your live stream is over, the live chat goes away. So unless you have that incorporated into on your live stream page somewhere, you lose all the chat. So at least with YouTube, you can replay it. Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. I think, let me just check my bookmarks again real quick before I jump out. I know there was something else that I wanted to mention. I want to check because I don't want to forget. Now, how do I get back to my bookmarks from here? That's chat. That's notifications. I think it's probably hiding under here now, yeah. See, when you have the blue check mark, your bookmarks show right up on the front. Otherwise, it gets hidden. All right, so we went over that. Oh, yeah, here. Okay, I'm just going to put this up so you guys can see it. Jimmy Kimmel is back at it again. Let me just go start the video from the beginning because it's long.
I know what they're doing. They're trying out a new slogan. Donald J. Trump is going to kill you.
See this?
Pretty good.
Okay. For those that don't realize it, what Jimmy Kimmel and even like say Tim Walz, the mayor, other people that are putting stuff like this out here, what they're doing is they're covertly having people, they're making people scared that there's going to be violence by federal agents, by military, all because of Trump. That it was Trump. And it's not. What they're doing though is they're queuing these people up that are actually set to protest, and we're going to start seeing, which we did with, I don't know if any of you know who Tommy 420 for Trump is on X, but Tommy is one of the guys that was at the Portland protests for almost all of it, the ICE protests. Tommy actually got arrested twice for defending himself, okay? And then he was actually put on he could go to do his counter protest, but he couldn't be any closer than like 200 yards or whatever it was, 200 feet or 200 yards from the ICE facility. So he's there in support of ICE, but they wouldn't allow him to go to the ICE facility. So now where he's covering, he actually had a guy pull a knife on him last night, and he called it out on his bullhorn, and cops came over and they reluctantly arrested the guy because the guy actually showed the knife in his hand. He goes, "Well, it was down on the ground. It was down." He didn't pick the knife up off the ground. He was digging in his pocket and he pulled it out. So then the cop told him throw it on the ground, but then he was going to pick it up. The cop said, no, leave it there. And then they took him a little ways away, put cuffs on him. But I guarantee you, within an hour at the very most, this guy was back out on the street and just told, just don't go back over there for a day or two. So this is what we're seeing. We're seeing dual justice. We're seeing criminals, bad people, getting, and this is by some law enforcement, like city, state, and some county law enforcement, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Portland, Oregon, where the bad people are, if they get arrested, they don't even get a slap on the wrist. They just said, hey, go away for a few days, don't come back. Maybe they'll forget who you were because you were wearing a mask anyway. Nobody knows who you are. But any of us, any patriots or counter protesters to Antifa and the like, we get arrested. They run it through the court system for a long time, and you're paying out all this money to attorneys. You're having to have to start a GoFundMe to get crowdfunding to help people pay your legal bills, where these other people didn't even get that. It didn't cost them nothing. Okay, and then it even goes up to the upper echelon where you're seeing all these lawbreakers. The majority of them are career criminal. Most of them black men or Hispanic. Most of them are illegal immigrants that are actually killing people and then being released on a low amount of bond. And within a very short amount of time, one more recently in North Carolina, within like 30 or 45 minutes of being released from jail, the guy went and killed the person and kids that got him put in jail in the first place. So we're seeing lopsided justice. We're seeing the opposite. Everything is opposite. Everything's flipped upside down. What do they say? What's the old saying that a lot of the Luciferians and the Satanists like to use? As above, so below. And that's kind of what we're seeing. So, and that's why I started the new channel, because I want to take what's happening out here in our everyday life and try to show it to everybody in for everybody to put it into where we can put it into a supernatural view or a biblical view. Okay, so that's what Saturday and makeup days on Sundays are about. Okay, I see that there is no place to make a comment, only live chat. All right, I might have forgot to check a box for comments. I will go back and look at it once I get done with the live stream. But I think we're all done. So everybody, please, as I always say, be aware of what's going on around you. Situational awareness is what we call that. It doesn't matter if you live in the big city, the suburbs, or out in the boontoolies like me. You never know what you're going to come across. So if you're not strapping yourself, try to be with somebody that is, to take care of yourself. And also put on your armor of God. Carry that sword, which is the Bible. Armor of God, people. That's why I opened this show with that song that I wrote. I hope you guys enjoy that song. I hope it perks up your spirit like it does mine. If you missed it, you can go back to the beginning and play it. Or I might have uploaded it on this channel to where you can just listen to the song. But I wrote the song, and I sing the song with some AI assist and with some background vocals that's also AI assist. But I hope you guys like the song. I've got a few more out. On the Supernatural Crossfire, that's another song that I wrote. I used a voice sample. I didn't sing the whole song. I just used a voice sample to create that using AI. And so it is my voice, but it's AI mimicking a lot of it. And then the background vocals, the female stuff, that is actually off of a voice sample from my fiance, who basically put a song out that's she sang it in Russian, so it's converted to English off of her Russian voice. So anyway, God bless every single one of you out there on the other side of the screen, and I'll see you at 11 o'clock on Saturday on Supernatural Crossfire. Be safe. Peace out.